Hey, I'm Mutya and you're on dadspace.com.
Today we are joined by a star of Celebrity Big Brother. She was in the Sugar Babes and she's a solo singer in her own right. Welcome, Mutya. How you doing? You alright?
I'm okay, thanks.
Good. What was the decision like to become a mum, being a pop star at the time? Was it a hard choice for you to decide that that's definitely what you were going to do and have a child?
Well, when I was first pregnant with Talia, I kind of knew I wanted to keep her anyway because of the simple fact that I've got so many friends anyway in general. I've got kids. I think I jinxed myself, to say the truth, because I always kept saying, oh, when I'm 19, I want a baby, this, that. And then when I was 19, I ended up pregnant. And I was kind of like, okay, well, to me it was a blessing. I never thought, oh, I can't have it because of my music. I think I found it more harder to tell my parents that I was pregnant than worry about my career itself. I think it was the whole thing about, oh my God, my parents know I'm not a virgin, that type of
Right.
thing. So, but yeah, no, I mean, she's been a blessing to me. I've changed so much from the way I used to be till now, and I wouldn't change a thing at all.
What's been the best thing about being a mum?
The best thing about being a mum is actually being able to dress her up. It's quite nice because we're very alike. So we end up going out buying like skinny jeans, go to Baby Gap, we can buy like the skinny jeans, and we buy very similar things. I get it for her, and and just having to do her hair and bring her to school, just doing little things that doesn't seem a lot to people, but it does to me. And at the same time, I know that when I hit to a certain age, we're going to be still young together.
That's nice. Yeah.
So.
Can you see yourself going like clubbing with your daughter?
Oh God, yeah. No, I mean, to tell you the truth, she always asks me all the time, can I come with you? Can I come with you? She knows the head, shoulders, knees and toes dance too.
There you go.
She knows all the latest dances. She knows more than I do because of my younger sisters. They teach her everything she needs to know. But yeah, I think there's so many amazing things that, you can get from being a mum. And but I'm not in a big rush to have another one anytime soon.
No, that's one's enough for now.
Oh God, yeah.
What about the hard parts? What's been some of the challenges? What's been some of the mistakes that you've made that you've learnt from being a mum?
Well, to tell you the truth, I think a lot of the things that I did, or even before having Talia, I was partying all the time, couldn't give a rubbish about anybody, and I think when you have a baby, it's so funny. You become quite emotional, like if I leave her for like a couple of hours, how is she? Normally I'd never do that to anybody, but obviously it's my daughter. But and I find myself being a lot more emotional, which I've never been before. Before life was a bit more kind of, how can I say? You would just get up and it was more daring.
Right.
Whereas now I'm a bit more scared and a bit more kind of like, oh, I don't want to because I don't know what could happen.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, there's so many good and bad things about it.
And what does Talia think about seeing her mum on TV? What was her thoughts about you being a celebrity, sort of being on Big Brother?
Well, before I went into Big Brother, I made sure that I showed her the adverts. So every time the adverts came on, I was like, oh, Mummy's going to be on that. So then eventually she kind of got to know it and whatever. But obviously I don't know very much when I went inside there, but when I came out, I do know that she was like, you're not going back in that Big Brother house. And I said, no, I don't think they're going to let me walk back in that anytime soon. And but she understands it because she knows everyone that was in there. She always talks about the people that was in there. She talks about the things that she watched and what was funny to her. So I think slowly she's kind of, she understands what's going on. And I think that's what's so easy about it, is that I've got a child that understands, everything that I'm doing, and she's not dumb in that way to I'm not fooling her. She knows everything. Yeah.
What sort of relationship have you got with Talia's dad? Are you still together with Jay?
Yeah, I mean, to tell you the truth, no, we're not together, but we are just so close. Like, we have such a special bond. I see him every day, we talk every day, we pretty much might as well just be together. He's just always there.
What's your advice to young fathers that perhaps aren't like Jay, that are struggling a little bit with like how to be a dad? What's your advice to them in terms of basically fixing up a little bit? And
I think, you know what, I think as a father you should have that kind of that way in your life, you should have that way in your system anyway to be a loving person. You know, otherwise you need to keep your legs closed, and it's simple. But you know, I think, you know, as long as you're there for your children, and you know you're looking after what's yours, and you know and just keep an eye on, you know, especially it doesn't matter about the baby mothers. Baby mothers are just baby mothers. I think it's when it comes to the kids, you have to be aware that they're the ones that are going to get hurt with everything. You know, all your actions is going to go to them. I do know so many guys that are even like single parents themselves, or you know, or no longer with their baby mothers, and they're really good guys.
Yeah.
Really good guys. I don't think I know any whatless men out there.
What benefits does it have to Talia to have her father so involved?
Oh, it's very important to have a father involved in your child's life, only because, you know, they need to know that there's someone else that they can depend on as well as yourself. Do you know what I mean? And it's nice to have a man, you know, a man figure as well, because I think she's a lot stronger because of the fact that he's very like mentally and everything. He's a strong person. And you know, times when I've got so much things going on for myself, I can't always be there like that. So you know, it's an amazing thing to have someone there that can, you know. And plus, when it's the fathers, you expect your child to be with them anyway.
Yeah.
You know, because when I'm working, I expect him to take her. He's got no say in anything. He has to have her. You know, and I think that's where people go wrong, because people don't put down their, you know, some girls don't put down their foot and go, well, you know, well, I don't want to ask him because of this and that. No, you say you're having her or having him, and you've got no choice. You know, at the end of the day, you both brought them up together, and that's how it should be, and that's how, you know, and that's how it should stay.